Hello and welcome to EZPlan. EZPlan is a web app that allows you to quickly put together a store plan and group those stores and sketch out a range for them. And in this video, the first EZPlan video, I'm going to talk about store planning. And to put this into context, the process would look something like this. You would start off with a product plan, which could be produced outside of EZPlan, and then go on to look at your detailed store plan, group the stores, have a look at the product mix across stores, and then go on to do some width and depth planning. This is before you do your detailed assortment planning and buying. So let's have a look at how that would work within the application. So when you get into the application, you'll see basically a list of all of your stores, and each store is plotted on a graph over here. So to start at the beginning, you would be choosing to work for a particular period. In this case, I've chosen Q4 of 2014, and you choose the product that you want to work on out of the list of products that you're responsible for. This could be any level in the product hierarchy that you want to work at. And the first thing is that when you start planning, you will see that your target product plan is entered for you up top here. So this is saying that in basic tops for 2014, I should be targeting to sell 2 million. And that's a growth of 28% on last year. There's the plan in units, and that's the average price. So the first thing to do before you start planning is that you need to make sure that your new stores are accounted for. So you would set up a new store by selecting, for example, a store that doesn't have a sales plan and copy it from an existing store. And you could also do that for a store that you knew performed badly. So it's important to get that right before you start. Then once you have that, each store will have a sales plan assigned to it automatically by EZPlan, which takes the 2 million and spreads it over whatever the value was that you had for last year. Now, it also has what the rate of sale was that you had last year, and it plots those two values here. So I'm looking at the sales value, the future sales plan, against the existing historical rate of sale for each of these stores, and it groups them into store grades for you. So up here on the outside rectangle is grade 1, which is green. The second rectangle is grade 2, which is yellow. And these higher grades represent high rate of sale and high sale plan values, and they're summarized for you up here. So this is grade 1, it has one store, and it's expected to do 183,000. Now, what you could also do is you could have a look at your stores broken down by different attributes. You could have a look at all of your large stores together, and in our case, we've also grouped large stores or plotted each large store as a particular shape. So that's under user control. And you could have any attributes here that would be useful in terms of grouping your stores together for planning purposes. So perhaps if you had different parts of the business that you wanted to treat separately, you could filter out the ones that you're not interested in. Within the grade summary, what this allows you to do is to lock stores as well. So I could lock all of this, I could lock a whole grade, or I could lock individual stores. And when I've locked that grade, it means that no changes would happen to that store when I make changes to other grades or other stores. So in this case, if I came along and planned this store up here, because I think that it looks like a bit of an outlier over here, it has a high rate of sale, but it should possibly have a higher sales value, then you'll see that that will not affect what was locked for grade 1. So I can plan stores like this, or I can plan them directly on the grid here. I can also change the grade of a store. So let's plan this store a little higher, and then let's group those two stores together into a grade. So what we'll see is that store now becomes yellow, and we'll see that we have 2 stores in grade 2, whereas before we only had 1. I can see what this looks like in terms of a summary by using this button over here, and this will draw me what the average sales value is that I'm expecting to get out of each store in that grade. And this just tells me that the grade 3 stores are looking a little bit low in terms of the relative spread. It also tells me that I have a very small sales value coming out of grade 7, and I may want to just decatalog all of those stores and not send this product to them at all. So again, I could come back here and work on grade 3 if I wanted to bring it more in line, so increase those sales values, and I could do that by just planning the value in here. So I could push that value up to, let's say, 300,000. And that would push all of these stores up. As of course, as you do that, it spreads values away from all of the stores below it. Now, one of the other things that's under user control is things like the number of grades that you're using, which views you're using. In other words, you could have different columns on these views that are applicable to you. You could have different grade views and select different values to plot against, different colors. We've spoken about different shapes being used to represent maybe different size of stores. So these are large stores represented by circles, medium-sized stores are diamonds, and so on. Up on the top here, you have buttons to be able to allow you to quickly zoom in. So you could zoom in and zoom out. And you can also have a look at what, if you select a particular store, you can see what the mix of products is that's sent to that store. So here I'm looking at the store Brooklyn, and I can see what its total sales value is, and I can see what all of the different products are that store is that have been assigned to that store, and what grade they'll be, and what the sales value is. So let's just make sure that store mix is correct. And I think that's all we need to cover for store planning for today. Thanks for watching, and next time we'll cover some range planning. Thanks.